interview between Donald Trump and Elon Musk on X. So we are joining here to watch it together. And if you're on YouTube, there's a live chat, so you can make your, put in your comments, your reaction, whatever you want to say, because we are poor freedom, meaning we're not going to censor anybody, we're not going to kick anybody out or delete any comments, right, Thomas?
That's correct. If you got something to
Yeah.
say, let's say it. Try to be
Yes.
respectful.
That's right.
I mean,
So
we do still have to maintain some standard.
Right. So the talk of the town today is Trump is back on X since what is it? The January 6th incident? That was 2000, what is it, 2020? Right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So at the time, Elon Musk does not own X yet. And Elon Musk revised Trump and some of other influencer who got canceled on X back into Twitter, quote unquote X. Yeah. So what do you what's your thoughts on the censorship? Anyone who's watching, please put your comments. What are your thoughts on censorship? Because for me personally, I believe we should have a speech free of speech. We should express our emotions, our thoughts. We not unless you're really harming somebody, or you are violent, try to put a harm or try to be violent towards someone, then yes, we have to stop that. But if we just want to make a comment, make a point, make a point of view, make a perception, or we should have the right to do so, not to follow like the political agenda that, oh, you're not following my agenda, so we're gonna cancel you, right? So what's your thought on the censorship, Thomas?
Censorship and policing walk a fine line, my point of view. Yes, I don't believe in censorship as far as people wanting to make a statement, make a point, but it always comes down to, at the end of the day, it always comes down to whose feelings got hurt by what you said. And that's when policing starts to overreach. And with a lot of platforms, they can't censor, they can't review every single post or statement or whatnot or response for to make sure that so there's a human making sure it's adequate. A lot of that stuff is digitally done through the server. So a lot of times when you get canceled or censored or something, it's because somebody complained because they didn't like what you said. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, I hate to say this, but especially when it comes to anybody that's riding the woke train, it's always how it was said and not what was said.
Yeah.
And that really irritates me, because I'm like, if you can't have a discussion, how can you claim free speech and non-censorship? Because today is today is this group. Tomorrow it'll be your group. Next week it'll be another group.
Right.
That when we start playing the little nuances and stuff, it messes everything up. And now you're doing like this, like they censored Donald Trump for January 6th. Well, I get it. You don't like Donald Trump because of his past, because a lot of things he said. But at the same time, I'm like, I get it. But at the same time, until he actually breaks the law and does something, he's the same as every other American.
True.
You got to give him, and you have to give him that right. Because if you don't give him that right, why should you expect anybody else to give it to you?
Yes.
And too many people have forgotten that.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. And another censorship, besides it's kind of related to political, it's the COVID. Even today, 2024, we still have censorship over COVID that, people express, oh, the vaccine is injure people, whoever takes the vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, my content is very controversial these days, and I post on TikTok. There's a lot of bans on TikTok on my TikTok because of that reason. And it's funny that go ahead. Yeah.
No. I was gonna say let's take half steps about the COVID thing because there are so many. There's so many left and rights on that. Even when it was going on, a big deal, there was so much that was said, so much that wasn't said. Like I took the vaccines,
Mm-hmm.
but I looked at both of the popular versions of the vaccine and how it was made, what they said it was, and this and that, and then I made my decision on which one to take.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and I'm not going to go into which one that was because we don't want to bog this down on that issue right now. We can go have we can do a whole nother train on that.
Right.
But on that one is I made my decision by looking at who was doing it, what it was, how it was made, and then also on the political front, who's really promoting what and why. Because a lot of people forget. There is a reason a lot of your politicians promote the shit they do. There's a reason they take a lot of positions they do. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like Donald Trump, is because he takes positions that a lot of minorities don't find beneficial to them or helpful. And he said a lot of things in the past, and he's done a lot of things in the past to show a proof of character that they can't believe in. And a lot of white people believe in him because he ain't done that shit to them. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, that's the main reason why. 1 and 2, they want to be like him. 3, he talks to them. He doesn't talk. And this is the big thing that a lot of politicians have forgotten how to do. They don't talk to their voting base. They talk around them. They talk over them. And Kamala Harris, if you paying attention, you see this, you should really pay attention. Forget all that fake stuff you're doing. All that jargon you learn to talk so you can get a job as a DA and do all that. Forget all that stuff. You better go back to your roots and talk to these people for real.
Yeah.
Because since she threw her hat in the ring, she can't run this. She can't run this shit like they've always done. I'll be the first one to tell her, woman, you ain't gonna never be Michelle Obama. I don't care what anybody say. You ain't gonna never be a Michelle Obama.
Yeah, you are right. I am again 100% agree with you with the vaccine. It should be a pro-choice, not forcing, not put a stop. If you're not taking it, then you're a bad person, like that.
And that's the thing that really burnt them on that was they tried to force people to take it.
Right. And as far as Kamala Harris, that's another issue because as I'm sure everybody agree that she did not get the vote to become the front runner, correct? And they just put her into the spot. And kind of like
she's in the position.
Right.
She's seeing an opportunity. The Democratic Party seeing an opportunity. They're shooting their shot. However, in light of Donald Trump coming back and running, I'll be honest with you, in light of Donald Trump coming back and running and knowing what the fervor he's going to bring, the level of competition he's going to bring for votes.
Remember that nothing worth doing is ever easy.
I would
You'll
never
have bad moments. You gotta love what you do, and if you don't, just do something.
You're gonna be the leading senator, and you keep yourself abreast of everything, stay involved and whatnot, or and while you're doing that, go do your due diligence to show and politically that you are 1,000 times more competent than Hillary Clinton was when she did that shit. That's why she never ran for president after going back and becoming a senator of New York, because everybody's like, ew, what is that? That's exactly how it was. I wish I had a clip of that brother doing that, because I'd be like, hey, brother, what is that? No, it's because people can forget. You're a politician. Once you get to a certain level, it's like a 60-40. You got to talk to the people, know how to woo them, get them to go and vote. You can't talk to them like they're you can't talk to them like they're investors. You can't talk to them like, no, you can't talk over them. You can't talk around them. You definitely don't want to talk like they don't really understand what's going on, and you know better, because you're trying to get somebody to, it's like when you're trying to get somebody to spend money for you, you're going to talk down to them? No.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward for this so-called interview. I don't know how it's gonna go down. Some people suspect it's gonna be a audio format only, because I believe X does not have the video. I don't know. So somebody is talking about that, and
I don't know what they're.
And then
when you mentioned it, I was shocked.
Yeah. Besides that whole thing we're just talking about. There's a letter came from the Europe trying to stop this live broadcast from happening. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did a quick search and I saw a couple things about that, and I'm like, why not? I'm like, first of all, I'm real leery on that. To me, that sounds like a outright propaganda ploy. I'm leery on that because I'm really like this. I don't see why the European Union would even bother, because one thing, their opinion doesn't mean jack. You know what I'm saying? They know their opinion doesn't mean jack. I figure if it came from anybody, it probably came from somebody who thought they had more clout than they really do. And they're trying
and then also based on how Elon Musk is, I don't think it's gonna affect him as well, right?
Yeah, especially you're absolutely right. I'm like, especially I'd be like, hey, I would never even send Elon Musk a stupid letter like that, because I know for a fact he'd be like, well, fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he said last time to Disney. Remember? So
yeah, he said that. He said that to more than just Disney. He's told a lot of people that. And I'm like, you got to remember, Elon's got FU money. You know what I'm saying? I don't have FU money, but I guarantee you, if I did have FU money, everybody would know my nickname that my buddies and friends from high school kind of knew me as. And some people in the Navy knew too. But I used to drop the F-bombs like nobody's business back in the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had to learn how to not do that anymore. In a regular conversation, because I didn't even know I was doing it. You talk to somebody that's F this, F that. You know what an effing mean? And they're looking at you like, after a while, they're not listening to what you're saying. They're just trying to count how many times you said that one word. You're like, okay. But
yeah,
it's like anybody would be like that. Anybody that's got FU money, they know for a fact they get FU money, and they're gonna tell you. You start going like coming at them sideways, they're gonna tell you go. They'll tell you where to go stick your head.
Yeah. So again, same thing. I don't know what's wrong with that European letter is about. And maybe somebody just want to get a 5-second for fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it more sounds like somebody looking for their 15 minutes of fame or 15 seconds.
15 and 5 again. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it
it
sounds
sounds
like that.
exactly like that because it's
Mhm.
one of those things you're just like, I don't see where you actually think,
It's gonna make
they're
any
doing
difference.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, I live in LA. I put it like this: I live in LA. I know for a fact how 15 seconds will change your life. You know what I'm saying? I know for
Mhm.
a fact how 15 seconds will change your life. I see people like you live here too. I know you've seen it over the years. How
Mhm.
people act when they think they're gonna get their 15 seconds or they trying to get their 15 seconds. You've seen what they do and how they act. It's like, shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I seen people that you would have sworn up and down, oh, they'd never do something like that. I've known them for 20 years. I've known that
mhm.
person since we were in third grade. Would never do something like that. 2 minutes later, they get in their 15 seconds, and you're like, he said, what?
Mhm.
He did
Yeah.
what? She said.
So I want to ask you a quick question because we have about 10 minutes. So I
Yes, yes, yes.
Kanye West, we all know Kanye West. He seems like a big supporter of Donald Trump even since his first term, right?
Yeah,
And then recently, I believe about a year ago, he started coming out and not just talk about Trump, but talk about Jewish people, and he got censored. He got canceled, right? Do you remember that?
mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious to know, in your point of view, what do you think? Does he deserve
Oh,
to get censored? Does he deserve to get canceled? You know,
you trying to you trying to see if you can get your show can't censored, huh?
no.